Hey guys, Susanna here. Well, I am up to starting this vintage heirloom stitchery, which has got a little bit of bits and pieces of, cardboard and all that kind of stuff. Now in the kits, which I showed in the previous video, you get these two pictures, and also ones with all these bits and pieces and everything on there. Now this, I've got the layout on the actual phone, so I sort of I had to lay it out now before I started videoing, because I video on my phone. So here are the options, and I'm just going to do what I'm going to do today. Everyone gets this, but I have got pictures of my mother, which I want to keep this and hang it on my wall. And I want to show you how you can take your black and white photos and turn them into, I've already got this on my playlist somewhere, down the track. I've got all these ones I've printed off onto good paper. So I might practice on a smaller piece. Maybe I might practice on that one first, and then show you, because it's been a while since I've done it. So you just get cardboard, which is I've got here, and I did that. So this is the one that I ended up picking. I've got I was choosing all different other bits and pieces and photos and everything. Actually, I wonder if that'll work. I might use that frame. So I'll just put the photo over the top of that one, because I was going to put it over that one rather than having to cut it up. So I'll just move these. So this is going to be the layout, and then we're going to be punching holes in there and sewing, and it's going to be rather gorgeous. But so you guys can use that, and it's already in that colour. So all you would need to do is the last step of what I'm doing now, glue it onto your bits and pieces, and then I'll show you what you need to do. So I'll move this out of the way carefully, trying not to wreck the layout. Okay, so just going to get myself some this is baking paper. I don't know what you call it overseas, maybe like wax paper, whatever you do it, the paper that you use, or you can use tracing paper. It's just to protect the background. So what you need to do is you get a distress oxide. So there's distress inks and there's distress oxides, and you can do it with the ink, but the oxide works better because it's a little bit more like chalkier. So I happen to have it in walnut stain, but Vintage Photo is actually a really good one for this as well. So for people that have been on my channel for a while, or may remember, I did this ages ago when I was making my heritage journal, which I still haven't finished. And so you sort of, you go around and, because you don't want it to be too blotchy, you come in, because you don't want, big blotchy pieces. Hopefully I'm in camera. This is my mum and my oldest sister and my oldest brother. My sister now, she's 68. So yeah, this is an older photo, because I'm the youngest of 12, and my mum had me when she was 40, being the youngest. I had older parents, but she's so cute. My parents passed away quite a few years ago now, so I'm just rushing this a little bit, but I thought I'd get a bit of practice in This is why you need the stuff in the background, because you don't want it to get everywhere. Get this. Okay. So yeah, the oxide's a little bit more, especially if you've got a new oxide. It can be quite juicy and you can get really, you know, big blotches on there. I mean, it looks really blotchy at the moment, but then when you cut it, it doesn't look quite as bad. And how you turn a black and white photocopy of an original, because there's so many of us in the family, you know, the originals are with my sister, being the oldest, and we just photocopy and use what we can. So yeah, do a little bit more here and there. That turns it into a really sort of vintagey thing. If you really want to sort of buff it a little bit with tissue. So what I want to do, I've got two photos, and as much as I like that one, I think I'm going to use this one. This is my mum when she was maybe 17. So cute. So cute. I look a lot like my mother. I love the old glasses, so I'm going to be coming in. I really don't want to stuff up. And it really quite suits this photo, having this vintagey look. Because this would have been, well, she was born in 1929, so this would have been in the 30s, this photo, so it is quite old, the original one. Always a little bit more hesitant to go over the faces because I don't want to wreck it. And this is a like a higher thicker like paper, like GSM, whatever you call it, so that it yeah, so it's a bit more sustainable to do this type of stuff to it. It's still copy paper, but it's a little thicker. See, I've got my fingerprints over it, so I'm going to need to buff it. Hopefully I'm in camera. I'm going to buff it a little bit, get the fingerprints out, so that we have, where's the one that I was going to use? Hang on a minute. Now these is a photocopy of original, and it sort of looks a little bit like it's patchy. So if it looks patchy, it doesn't really matter. You know, I could probably make it darker here, but I just need to be a little careful on the face. I don't want my mum, and I want to be able to see her face. Okay. So there we go. Oh, she's so cute. Now, what I'm going to do too is ink the edges before I glue it down. So you've got this, and I really do like it, and part of me still would like to use it, but I just thought, well, since I've got these beautiful old photos of my mother, and I'm going to be hanging it up, it would be nice. So you get your bit of cardboard, then you get your photo, and I thought I might keep that background, I quite like that. So, and then you put the photo on, and then you really ink the edges of it. This is only a photocopy, so it's okay for me to glue this photo on. A little bit browner there. Okay, so I'm going to get the Yoo-hoo stick. Something. And pretty strong stuff, so it should stay on. Worst case scenario down the track, you can always glue it on with some craft glue. Okay, now remember how messy it was to do all this crafting. Okay, I could probably take it down a tad. I might. Better be careful because I put some glue on that. And I think it's a tad long. So what I'm going to do, move these, get out your how much do we make? Just a bit. There's this side. Okay. Then, because this needs to be, it's just a thicker cardboard, and then do that on the edge to give it that vintagey look. Okay. She's so cute. It looks like there was a bit of sticky tape there. I might even see if I can find some old sticky tape or a bit of washi tape and put it there, and maybe put on there Mum's name, sort of write it with an old type of, the beauty of this, if you, an old type of ink, and it looks like a sort of an old authentic photo. Yeah, the original one had a bit of sticky tape on it. Just keep playing until you're happy with the outcome. Looks like it's got a few bubbles underneath there from the glue, which I'll push down with my fingernail. Okay. Oh, she's adorable. Now, so that's what we're going to do with that. And that's how you do your piece. You'll just cut your piece out that you've got, you know, in the kit. Get your bit of cardboard that you want to use, and I'm going to go through some of my washi tapes and maybe even put a little bit of tape there and there as well a little bit later on. Okay, so I'll just pause for a second and I'll be back. Okay, back again. Here's the layout, and here's the original one that you guys will get. They're the ones that don't choose to do, you know, something personal. So I'm quite happy with how that is looking. So what we're going to do, I've got buttons and all that kind of stuff. Where's my little pack of goodies? Everybody in the kit gets all these buttons and goodies, apart from the only thing they don't get is that. So that's going to be sitting. I may end up taking off that and some of this and just maybe gluing that down. It just lends itself to that. So go through the, you know, your personal antique brooches or something that means something to you. And I found you all get a yo-yo, but I found a couple of other yo-yos which I may you know, add on to as well. I've got a few extra bits and pieces like this and this. So, but you all get these threads. And you get a heap of yellow, and this is actually an antique, where is it? Thread or bobbin that I got. It was like this, and they were these sort of type of stuff, and I got these. I was lucky enough to procure. Where is it? Here it is, I think. No. Oh, here we go. Coats crochet fast colour. I got a whole box full of these, and I just put a whole heap on there because I figured we're going to be using quite a bit of cream to be you know, stitching it down. So I've got quite a lot of beautiful vintage pristine condition. I love the box too. Crochet clear stuff. So we've all got similar buttons. These are the same, you know, some of these are the same, which will go there, but I'll show you as we go along. Now, so these are going to be placed there and there, like that. And I'm going to be getting one of these pins. So you get yourself a, you know, one of these tack pins, and I'm going to be putting holes in here and here and sort of doing cross stitches with a thicker thread going across, probably maybe that one. So, you know, even though you've got everything that you need for here, grab out your own personal and bits and pieces. If you want to use this one, I've got the, I think there might be a few different types of, but I've just chosen the ones that I thought is going to work with mine. So what we need to do, so I probably do need to leave that there, and that goes there. I think that might go underneath, and that goes underneath that. So I will, I'm going to say, I will pin that down, but then I moved. Okay. So what I'm going to proceed to do is move it. You will have a picture of the layout of the finished thing in your kit. So actually I might go up a tad higher, so you can use that as a bit of a guide as well as watching this video. So this is the bit where we're going to be pinning everything down. I don't know if you can see me doing this from up where you are, but I just thought I'd start lower. Okay. Now, so the one that you do start with first is you put down your bit of lace, which is like that. Then you get a bit of green and put that down over the top of that. So I'm going to pin that down. Now this is an absolute stunning antique piece of Sanderson, which if you've been on my channel for a while will know that I got from my sister. I'm going to probably take that off, but I will pin this down here. So start with that, do the green, put this, I'm thinking, I think they're pretty much the same size, like they're already pre-cut to what size you need to have. So you will need to give these a bit of an iron and pull out these bits. So, okay, I'll put that down there. Might have a little pin to hold that down a little bit so it doesn't stick out. Now, holding that in. Then you put that over the top of that. Then I might even turn that around because I want it more of a bit of a fluffy edging. So hold that down. all we're doing now is just pinning it down in preparation to do some sewing. I might even take that off. So if you know that it sort of goes like that and it goes all the way, when you go to put it down up the top, you know, and you've got that little bit there. So that and that can be, so excuse the noise, that is my dishwasher. Okay, pin that down there and pin this down here, and this as well. I might come back with that after I've done a bit of sewing. So there. I might pin that there. No, typical. Always ready when you're filming. Now you're not going to see a great deal of some of these bits and pieces. You'll get your piece and you know, you give it an iron, and especially these, because these are sort of all need to be pulled out so that you can put the buttons on here. But for now, and this piece here, move this over, this piece here, you probably can trim some of these little big bits off. I might do that. Either leave them on. I think you guys actually get a whole piece, and with regarding this, you either get a green and a pink thing, or you get a pink part, you know, like, so it's sort of the opposite, but it's still the colors all work. So yeah, because, you know, when you've got stuff like this, because this has been, you know, hand dyed and all that kind of stuff, and you know, got these, this comes from a antique Jacobean couch, so you even got the little bits where it's been sewn. So very, very old piece of antique Sanderson, which is why I thought I didn't want to cover it all. We still want to see some of this beautiful fabric, which I'm going to be, you know, using these. This is why I've kept this. I've had this beautiful big roll of this gorgeous stuff, so I'll use that to highlight some of these really pretty colours. So we'll do some stitching on the actual Sanderson as well. Okay, so mostly you've got what else have we got? Here we go, that's some brown and a little bit of green here. Okay, so these 3 bits we are going to stitch on a little bit later with that cream. You will probably need a green thread of some sort, so go and get yourself a green pearl cotton or a floss or whatever you've got. I'm thinking probably something like that would work really well, or even I've got a variegated thread, I might even bring some of that in there. So yeah. Ooh. Okay, and if you want to, you can just, I think it'll look really nice to like, if you want to get some of this cream, like, not cream, apricot-y colour, or even that one, you could probably work that in, you know, like this sort of mushroomy colour. But I quite like the look of you know, sewing the background in a bit of a you know, the contrasting colour, so you can see a little bit of stitching. So now, so these, that and this and that is what you get in the kit. So these are the little extra bits that I might, you know, incorporate as well. So I'll put this underneath, put those bits over there, and like the that heart one that I did, the vintage heart, I think it's called something else, it's lost me at this point. It's going to take a little while to do, so we might be here a little while. There's that. There's my needle case. Here we go. So we're just going to get a chenille needle and figure out where we're going to start. So if you start on there, that will hold that down. And I thought I put in a lot of the cream because I thought probably mainly going to use the cream, because that is, after all, you know, quite vintagey, and it's an old, beautiful old cream cotton too, so even the cotton's vintage, which is nice. Where's my little where are you? There we go. Always got to have my, because now my fingernails, this is why I'm like, I've always wondered, why do they have this there, but so that you can have your nails sticking out if you've got long talons. Which mine, they don't stay long for very long. Always, I can grow them long, but then they break. So we are going to probably just do some running stitches. I might, just trying to think at this point. See, I'll be able to see some of that. We'll be able to see that. Hopefully you're in camera. Yeah, we'll be able to see some of this, so I might do something in a bit of a fancy stitch and around here as well. But on top of that, it's going to go, and you're going to have buttons. So it'll probably just be running stitch and then maybe something a little bit more fancier along there at this point. So I will just start here. I mean, if you want to, you can do a different stitch, but running stitch is quite nice. And I might even, you know, if you want to, you can go double. So, but this one here is going to have that green over the top and some buttons over the top, so it will be held down. So I've been really chafing at the bit to make this and start creating this, because I got this from my sister at Christmas time, and I've been really hanging out, and I've done so many other projects. I mean, I'm filming this now, but by the time you get to see this on air, it might be another little bit longer again. Always got to pre-film and you know, get myself organised. Okay, but I've been really wanting to do this, because this is a project where I've actually got a spot where I know it's going to go. Yeah, because, you know, when you've been stitching and doing stuff for quite a few years, you run out of space, but I've actually got a spot for this. So something a little bit special for a couple of reasons. I got the fabric from my sister for Christmas, which she saved from a friend of hers husband. He was burning the fabric. I couldn't believe it. You know, pulled the fabric off the old Jacobean couch. She was just going to get rid of the, you know, sell the couches, and had burnt some of it. She managed to rescue enough for me. I had originally 15 kits, but I've already sold 2. One of my subbies, and people that buy on Etsy always pre-order stuff, and she got 2 of them. So I've got 13 kits. So yeah, just first in, best dressed. And if you miss out, at least you'll still have the tutorial, and you can probably use some of your own bits and pieces. But this is rather a special bit of fabric, especially because it's got such a nice story of rescue. There you go. Yeah. So, what I would recommend now, because the video's been going for a little while, is upside down. I'm just going to, like, you would just do a running stitch around there, like probably, I might even do a fly stitch along there just to hold that down, just to give it a bit of character. This, we would probably, you just do it, you know, catch it. And I might come back when it comes time to doing the fancier stitches on there. So I will probably pause it now, because you don't want to be seeing me doing just a plain old running stitch. So maybe a fly along there. So I may even pull that out just a tad to give me a little bit more room. There we go. To do a bit of a fly stitch. There we go. And this beautiful cotton is really smooth, and you'll enjoy sewing with it, because I haven't sewn with it until this point. So yeah, really nice. It flows through very nicely, and I will probably do the fly stitch in this. I'll do most of the stitching down of these pieces with this beautiful cotton that you've got here, because there's quite a bit of it, so there's enough for you. I made sure I was pretty generous with it to do all your basting down. So okay guys, well thank you very much, and I'm so excited that I finally, after so long, starting to stitch this project. And I'll see you in the next video. Probably I'll have everything else. This will be a running stitch here and here, and probably there, and then I'll do something a little bit nicer, maybe a fly, or I don't know, I'll figure something between here and when the next video is. So I'll show you that, and then I can show you how we're going to be, you know, piercing holes. So get your pins ready, piercing holes with it, and actually stitching that on there. So it'll be good. Okay guys, thank you very much, and I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.